Alina was the epitome of success, sharp, ambitious, and unstoppable. In her world, emotions were weaknesses, and kindness was a luxury she couldn't afford. She lived by a simple rule: win, no matter the cost. But her climb to the top wasn't without casualties. Take Sarah, her colleague, for example. Sarah, a single mother, once approached Alina with desperation in her eyes, pleading for an extension on a project deadline. Her daughter was sick, and she was struggling to keep up. But Alina, seated in her corner office with a smug expression, simply said, "Excuses don't meet deadlines. You should have planned better." And just like that, she dismissed Sarah's struggles, walking away without a second thought. Alina's life seemed perfect on the surface. She had the luxurious apartment, the high-paying job, and the admiration, or rather the fear, of her peers. That evening, she lounged on her plush couch, her laptop open as an email notification popped up. "Congratulations, promotion approved." She smirked, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. It should have felt like a victory, yet there was an emptiness she couldn't quite explain. Later that night, as Alina walked home through the dimly lit streets, the sharp click of her heels echoed in the silence. Out of nowhere, an elderly woman appeared in her path. Her clothes were tattered, her face weathered, but her eyes, they were piercing, almost otherworldly. "Child," the woman said, her voice steady, "the world is a mirror. What you give, you'll receive." Alina scoffed, rolling her eyes. "Thanks for the fortune cookie wisdom, Grandma." She stepped around the woman, shaking her head. But as she glanced back, the street was empty. The woman was gone. Alina tried to brush it off, but the words lingered, like a splinter in her mind. Days later, cracks began to appear in her perfect life. First, the company rescinded her promotion due to sudden budget cuts. Then her landlord demanded urgent repairs to her apartment, leaving her place in disarray. Even her closest friend stopped answering her calls, tired of Alina's self-centered ways. The breaking point came one evening as she tried to fix a leaking faucet herself. The pipe burst, spraying water everywhere. Soaked and defeated, Alina sank to the floor, staring at the ceiling. Her phone buzzed beside her. Wiping her wet hands, she picked it up and saw a news notification. Local humanitarian awarded for outstanding service. The photo was of Sarah, the colleague she had once dismissed without a second thought. Images of Sarah's pleading face flashed in her mind, followed by the countless others she had brushed aside in her ruthless pursuit of success. Regret clawed at her chest, heavier than she'd ever imagined. The next day, Alina stood outside her mother's modest home, hesitating before knocking. It had been months since they'd last spoken. When the door opened, her mother's surprised yet hopeful expression nearly broke her. "I'm sorry, Mom," Alina whispered, tears streaming down her face. "For everything." Her mother pulled her into a tight embrace, no words needed. That moment marked the beginning of Alina's transformation. She reached out to Sarah, offering a heartfelt apology. To her surprise, Sarah forgave her with grace that humbled Alina. She began volunteering at a local shelter, helping those in need. Slowly but surely, the cold, calculated woman she had been melted away, replaced by someone kinder, softer, and more at peace. One morning, Alina found herself back at the cafe where she used to sit, detached from the world. This time, when the waitress hesitated to hand her the bill, Alina smiled warmly and handed her a generous tip. As the waitress walked away, her smile lit up the room, and for the first time in years, Alina felt truly happy. Karma, she realized, isn't about punishment, it's about balance. The world had mirrored back what she'd given, but it also offered her a chance to change. And in choosing kindness, she finally found the peace her ambition never gave her. Soft music fades as Alina sips her coffee, watching the sunrise with a serene smile.